Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm down in the basement. Figured it was long overdue to do another basement style video. Been a great year for the channel so far and hitting 500 subscribers, so everybody out there that's supporting the channel, I really appreciate your support and checking out the hiking videos. That's really going to be the focus going forward, as it has been for the last year. I mean, you'll notice that my hiking videos are pretty few and far between. I just don't get enough time to between working 50 hours a week and dealing with family stuff and just whatever. Most of the time when I go out hiking, I don't really want to shoot a video. I kind of want to just go out and enjoy it, but it's just rare when I do get the opportunity, a weekend on my own to be able to just get something out there. So I'm always trying to think of new ideas and hopefully come up with more as I go along. So I definitely plan 2024, all kinds of new stuff. Definitely going to do some peaks. If you guys checked out the Blood of Christ, that was the Crestone Peak climb. Was a lot of fun to do that one, and so I'm definitely planning on some more of that style, as well as if you got to check out the Land of the Purgator with the dinosaur tracks and the tarantula migration. That was just a really kind of different, kind of fun one to do, so I really want to try and focus next year on finding like really cool, unique things to do in terms of the hiking videos. I will have a couple things coming up toward the end of the year with the Hiker Metal guys. We're going to hopefully do a stream just recapping all of our favorite releases from the year. I think I'm also going to put out a video just of my top 10. It's been kind of an interesting, great year for music, but there's a long period where I wasn't really, rushing to check every single new thing that was coming out. So I got a little bit of catch up to do in order to get my list together, but I think I've got my top 10 at least pretty close to there. So if you enjoy my hiking videos, I wanted to take a moment and just throw out some of my favorite channels out there in terms of hiking. I think of the hiking videos as like something that you can kind of just watch and kind of zone out to, especially like maybe before you're going to sleep. One of the things that me and my wife like to do is in the evenings, like during the week when we're winding down, we might have a show that we'll be binging, and it's usually going to be something kind of gritty, so we like to kind of end our night with hiking videos. It's kind of just a nice way to wind down the evening. And so I think I've got about 4 or 5 picked, starting with a channel called Adventure Archives. I think these guys is one of my favorite hiking channels. Younger guys out on the East Coast, and they do a lot of East Coast trails. They kind of travel around a little bit, but most of their stuff is on the East Coast. I've learned about a lot of cool hiking areas over the, in the East, because I don't really have a lot of experience hiking out there. But great guys, fun. They're just amazing at the technical details of their videos. They do all their own music, all their own, obviously, shooting, editing, graphics. I mean, they're just at a level way beyond what I can imagine to get to. But really fun guys. Their videos can tend to get a little long, hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. But man, they're engaging through and through. So definitely go check those guys out. My next one is Joe Robinette. He is not really a hiker. He's more of like a bushcraft style type guy. His stuff is awesome. During the summertime, he's up in northern Ontario in the lake country, and always doing like paddling type trips in his boats and just camping along the way. He'll do like multi-night trips and just awesome stuff with his dog. The wintertime, he'll do some pretty cold overnights. And that's kind of inspired me to try to do it myself. He's like way out there. I mean, like 1.5 million subscribers, I think, or something like that. But really enjoy his channel. The next one I really enjoy is a channel by a awesome dude named Steve Wallace. Another huge YouTube channel, over 1 million subscribers, and he's great, man. He's not really a hiker, but it's more just like camping stuff. He calls it Camping with Steve. And I think what his claim to fame is the stealth camping. So he'll go find like some little spots in the middle of the city, like in trees somewhere. Sometimes it'll be like behind highway signs or rest stops, or just little roundabouts where there might be a little bit of tree cover, and he'll rush in there and he'll camp there for the night. And he's always finding cool stuff. He's just a really likable guy. Really a lot of fun to watch. Next one is Catherine Gregory, and she is sort of a van lifestyle channel. She's got her own rig set up. She quit her job like 5 years ago and has just been living on the road, and really just the type of style of video that's, you know, you watch her lifestyle and you just, I completely envious. Wish I could do something like that, but and she does a lot of really awesome hiking videos as well. She'll go out for 5 nights at a time, and all kinds of cool places like in Canada or just in the West, in Utah or California, Wyoming, just awesome overnight hiking style trips. And then she's got one of her associates, Joey Coconato, who runs the My Own Frontier channel. Fantastic hiking channel. This guy does 7 to 10 nights out, sometimes by himself. I've seen him go out in like grizzly bear country alone for nights on end. And he actually hasn't done any videos in a while. I don't know what's going on with his channel. He's got a fairly good reach. And the last one I'm going to mention is Jay Legier. He is way up northern Canada, and his not really a hiker either, but he does these overnight trips where he's got this tent set up out in the National Forest somewhere. He seems to, I don't know if he owns this spot, but he usually goes to the same spot. It's an amazing place, and he goes in like 30, 40 below degree weather. He's got a wood stove set up in his tent and just does some really cool stuff. Really likable guy, and usually gets some northern views of the Northern Lights right outside his tent. And he just bought a cabin recently, and he's just a really fun, engaging person to watch. So go check him out. All these guys I've mentioned so far, I'll have links below in the description. Hope you enjoy those as much as I do. So as you kind of go out and watch some of the other hiker content out there, you kind of see where I get my style. You know, the hiking style of video is really not unique. I mean, everybody has kind of their own approach on how they do it. For me, I kind of just do it however it feels best. Not really trying to jock anybody's style, but you know, adding the music element to it is hopefully what kind of makes it a little bit unique. Also knowing that most of my viewers are metalheads as well. So I thought it'd be fun to just reach into the crate, a few new albums that I've bought recently, and I don't want to show anything that is going to end up on my year-end list, so this is just all stuff that's kind of come across in the last maybe 3 to 4 months. Start with some CDs. So about 2 or 3 months ago, I was on the Heavy Metallurgy show, and we did an episode called Attack of the Clones, where we were just talking about bands that sort of mimic better bands, but are actually good at it. And one of the bands I picked for that was Amon Mule. And I just had the cassette version of their first album, and doing that episode and talking about this band, I realized I got to go back and check some of their stuff out. I mean, if you're into summoning, this is pretty much a summoning clone, but they do it very well. You know, I mean, it sounds like the albums that Summoning didn't make. Can't have enough Summoning in your life. These guys are really good. This is the second record. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Elenian and Kalima. All this stuff is Tolkien-inspired music. And then the new record, which is Afar Enganth Fark. I don't know. Very cool artwork, and this is probably the best one I've heard so far. So this next one, I came across these guys on Instagram somewhere, and actually playing right now, called Thurnin, and this is just neofolk, just acoustic music. This is the debut. Don't know how to pronounce it. And the new record just came out, and I haven't really listened to this one too much yet. Just spun it once, but yeah, pretty much similar to the first. Just good neofolk music. This next one I talked about on the last stream I did with the Hiker guys, and Tyler, Alaskan-Berg Wanderer, turned me on to this band. Another kind of summoning style, Ur. I think you can get this still at Out of Season's shop. And yeah, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's total Summoning clone, very Summoning-like, a little bit heavier on the guitar, but just epic fantasy black metal kind of stuff. Got the new Suffocation, Hymns from the Apocrypha, and just blind bought this, just as I do with any Suffocation record. It's pretty good. I still need to listen to it some more. I've spun it like maybe 2 or 3 times. The one thing I don't like is the guitars are kind of buried in the mix. The drums are a bit loud. I think it's probably better than the last one. Very, very technical stuff they're doing. And especially debuting the new vocalist. I think he did a great job here. Everybody obviously missed Frank. Picked up the reissue of Hades Again Shall Be. And this was recently repressed, I think last year. Band I never really knew. I've heard. I think it was Tyler again who was pimping this band to me. I think it was when we did the black metal Desert Island on. I don't know if that was Jeff's channel or Rick's channel, but that was that stream we did a few months back, and this was I think a few people picked this one. Last weekend I went to the Decibel Fest in Denver, which now they've got this whole new Denver chapter. They did it last year, so this is the second year. Awesome time. I didn't go last year because a lot of the bands that were there I had just seen at Deathfest. So this year, very eclectic selection of bands. So the first night was Chemist was the headliner, along with Cephalic Carnage, and Cephalic Carnage for me was absolutely the best set of the night. They absolutely blew my mind. I mean, I've always liked that band, but I kind of forgot about them. They haven't put a record out in a while. And I need to go back and pick up their last two, but they just blew my mind. Danny Walker was playing drums, and wow, they were just the full package. Lenzig was hilarious. Dude's a total comedian, but they sounded great. Did a lot of stuff from throughout all the albums, and sounded awesome. Danny killed it on the drums. And then the second night was Agalloch was the headliner. Was great seeing those guys back together. They killed it. Did a good mix of all their stuff, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. But we went to the record store on Saturday before the show, and I found these two corner CDs for like $9 each. No More Colors and Punishment for Decadence. Awesome band. I saw these guys at Deathfest last year, and guess they've kind of had a resurgence. Picked up the new Cryptopsy as well. Love these guys. Really haven't, another band I've kind of lost track of since like And Then You'll Beg, I think. And yeah, the self-titled was really good, but they finally put something out on Nuclear Blast. Love that cover art. And yeah, man, I mean, nothing too crazy. I mean, it's Cryptopsy 2023. Definitely kind of throwing in a lot of that old style into it, you know, but with newer production. Flow is awesome on this thing. Yeah, kind of quick to the point. 8 songs, not too crazy. I like it a lot. The vocalist kind of redeems himself, I guess, since that one record that they put out where they were doing like some of the new metal kind of stuff. And yeah, didn't like that one like most people, but yeah, kind of nice return to form for Cryptopsy. Glad to see him still doing it. Onto the vinyl. Got a couple things here from Jake at the Upside Down Church. We did sort of like a trade, and I ended up sending him 1 vinyl. He sent me 3. So, hey, dude, thank you so much. That was really kind of you to send all this stuff. Assuming you just had duplicates. This is the one that he was talking about that he had a duplicate of that I really wanted to check out that I'd never heard of. Honestly, I don't even know what this band is called. Archon Thodol or something like that. I don't know. But these guys are, I believe they're from Wyoming actually, but good, great atmospheric black metal. Apparently they're no longer a thing, but Jake was talking about this on the Black Metal Island deal, and when the way he described it, I was like, oh man, I gotta check that out. I don't even know, I've never heard of this. He's like, dude, I'll send you copies, because he had 2 copies. So thanks, dude, I really dig this. It's just the kind of atmospheric black metal I like. Very melodic, very expansive, very cool stuff. The last one he sent, I had never heard of this band either, December Noir, and this is killer shit. Very melodic, somber death doom. Definitely got some Opeth in there, some Paradise Lost. Not the newest record, they've got a new one out since this one. But yeah, very good shit. I like it a lot. Thanks, Jake, for all this stuff. I hope you enjoyed that vinyl I sent you. A couple other things, if you've seen my boy Than on some of the streams that we do together, and guy I hike with a lot. He's got a group called Roomful of Teeth, and this is not metal music at all. It's like chamber music, sort of. It's basically like 9 or 10 vocalists, and it's all mostly a cappella vocal kind of stuff. Very cool, avant-garde. I like to think, metalheads are pretty open-minded, so I think anybody really could enjoy this stuff. It's very, very out there. Vocal arrangements, but this was actually nominated for a Grammy. Best vocal ensemble, chamber music, I think, something like that. So, gonna be rooting for Than, and hopefully they win the Grammy for this. And yeah, I think you can still get the vinyl on their Bandcamp, Roomful of Teeth. Shout out to my boy Jeff at Gas Masks and Hand Grenades. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with him. I go on his streams all the time. So yeah, over the last year I've been kind of helping him out with his channel. I did some editing for the intro of the show that he does, the interview series that he has there. And kind of just, you know, I sent him a laptop. It was just like an old work laptop at the time. He didn't have anything to do his interviews with. So yeah, just been kind of like just helping him as much as I can with it. And he was very, very kind to buy me a couple new things. So I've actually got one vinyl that's coming soon. But he got me this. This is called Tenebrarium out on Avant-Garde Records. And this is awesome shit if you know Old Sorcery or War Moon Lord, that guy. This is his sort of 70s occult rock project. It's like kind of like Goblin, things like that. Really cool cover art. When I first heard the music, it was quite different than I was expecting, but just kind of art house, proggy, just supposed to be like music set to like exploitation films and things like that. So, but it does have a heavy kind of Goblin vibe to it. If you like that Old Sorcery stuff, man, to me that's some of the best dungeon synth out there. Guy's just a very, very awesome songwriter, very accomplished arranger. So came across this last week at the record store before Decibel. Apparently they've repressed all the early Catatonia stuff. I came across Discouraged ones. I already had this on CD, but I had to have it on vinyl. It's one of my favorite Catatonia records. Third record, after Brave Murder Day. This is when they completely got rid of the death vocals and just went full The Cure worship. To me, this is the most absolutely miserable album they've ever released. And if you know Catatonia, they're pretty depressing kind of music. This is the most depressing in their catalog, in my opinion. But it's quite beautiful as well. Great songs. I think it took them a while to kind of figure out their sound going from here, and ultimately getting into like the Viva Emptiness years, which I really love. But this is really kind of an experiment, I think, for these guys, and ultimately I just think it really comes across as just awesome melancholic metal. So, but yeah, really happy to have this on vinyl. Kind of cool marble sort of pressing. Great record. Been really digging that new Mellow Carpetan. I'm not going to show the new record because I think that's probably going to make it on my year-end list, but just got all these in the mail this week, so been kind of going. Originally, when I checked this band out, I didn't quite get them at first, so I had to kind of listen to them a bit. Everybody was raving about that new album. Loved it, and so went back and bought some of the previous records, and I'm not going to try and pronounce the title. Great Slovakian band, very unique in what they're doing. They're kind of combining like that old school, 70s heavy metal with like black metal and like progressive sort of leanings. Just very unique sounding, very cool. I mean, the new record, man, there's a lot of Iron Maiden in there and Priest, and just mixed with like Dark Throne and just like these crazy like progressive passages. But this one as well, a lot of Bathory on this one, and it's the one that I've listened to the most other than the new one. Just very, very cool stuff. This is the guy behind Stanga Rigel as well, which is another band I really dig. Slovakian black metal project, atmospheric black metal. And then this is the one previously to that. Don't even want to try to butcher the name, but I really need to sit down and look at the lyrics because they're quite expansive. And the cool thing about the lyric sheets in here is they print everything in Slovakian and then English as well. So really glad they did that. Got the new Worm and Dream Unending split, and really haven't had a chance to delve in this too much yet, but both great bands that I really dig. I just saw that Worm is going to be embarking on the Decibel tour, which is great. I'm looking forward to checking those guys out live. Cool pressing. Yeah, Dream Unending, Worm, perfect pairing for this sort of thing. Listen to the whole thing once, and yeah, it's just, I mean, pretty much what you expect from both of these bands. Awesome stuff. So I got this Blood Incantation EP at the show. They just did that tour with Cannibal Corpse, Gorguts, and Mayhem, which was awesome. Amazing show. All four bands killed, and love this band. I know they get a lot of hype, and everybody talks about them. But I had to pick up the new EP. Love the new song, and it's just one full death metal track, and then the second side is an ambient track, both of which were good. I dig all the stuff these guys do. I really dig the ambient stuff as well. I think it fits their sound. and kind of gives them a little bit, gives you a little bit more than most death metal bands will give you. But yeah, this is great, man. I mean, if it's any indication, I bet you the next full length's gonna really be awesome. Yeah, the first track, they actually did this track live at that show. So, but great Denver band. Always want to support them. I've met a couple of the guys. They're all really nice guys, actually. Right on, guys. Well, that's about all I've got for you today. Again, I want to thank you all for the support and checking out the channel, checking out the hiking videos. It really means a lot. So as always, if you haven't already, please subscribe, shoot me a like or a comment. Really just helps in just growing the channel. I'm not looking to be like Mr. YouTube star or anything like that, but at the same time, I'm really trying to get better at the hiking videos and really trying to use this channel as a means of networking with people, and that's been really going great. Just doing the streams with all the Saturday Slay guys, and all you guys are killer. I really appreciate you including me and asking me to do streams and things like that. It's been really a lot of fun. Cheers, guys. I'll see you before the end of the year with the year-end list and the last stream with the Hiker Metal guys. So, see you next time.